You are tying your shoelaces and your partner is speaking to you while you are tying your shoelaces about this restaurant that you are about to go to. And of course, you are trying to respond to them, him or her, and when they are getting up, you accidentally hit them in their face with your elbow. And the blood is dripping on the floor, and you have zero regrets. That's a cool thing to say right now. I have zero regrets. But if that's the case, most probably you are a sociopath. The thing about regrets is that it is very human. We all have them. And we make mistakes. We regret that we haven't done it in a different way. And of course, you should have regrets when you hit someone accidentally. And if you drop something or if you lose something, you should have regrets, because this thing, this emotion, having regrets, tells you something very important, tells you a message. You should do this in a different way. You shouldn't do this. You should be much more careful in such situations. And so imagine this. My friend asked me this question very long time ago. Well, not that long time ago actually, but my friend asked me this question. What do you regret the most? And there were these images popping up in my mind, but there was really one that stood out from the rest. And I knew quite well which one it is. It was several years ago. I was happy. I was really happy, really content, because I got a new girlfriend. It was a passionate relationship, it was nice, she was beautiful and everything. But there was this little uncomfortable feeling in my mind. 4 years later, we broke up. And I knew that 4 years earlier, I made the biggest mistake of my life. And it was not that I got together with this girlfriend. It was that I wasn't paying attention to this something that was on my mind. Because from the very beginning, I knew quite well that this relationship is not gonna last, because we had such a different values. It was very passionate, but this relationship was not gonna last. And so what I did regret the most was that I wasn't honest with myself and I wasn't courageous enough to do the right thing. So regrets are trying to tell you a message. And the message from this story, the message from my biggest regret is you need to learn how to be a little bit more courageous. You need to learn how to be a little bit more courageous. And I was trying to get there since then, because I got this very emotional message. And that's exactly what it is trying to tell you. It is not about playing it over and over in your mind. It is about getting the message and move on. Focus on what you really want in life. So what do you regret the most is really great question to ask. Or what do you regret in the past days? What do you regret in the past year? But there is this other question that is pretty awesome when it comes to getting a message from it. And that is what you definitely don't regret in your life. What you definitely don't regret in your life. For me, it would be getting that coaching course, because that turned out to be the best education that I have ever gotten. Asking that girl out, because of that I fell in love for the first time. I quit the secure job for something I wanted for several years, because since then my life became epic and I started doing what I really love to be doing. So right now you may have asked yourself this question, what do I regret the most? By now you may have asked yourself this question, what do I definitely don't regret? Right now let me invite you onto a journey. Imagine yourself living your life as you are living it right now, without any interruption, as you were living it past week, past year, past decade. And you will be living it exactly the same way as up until now. Exactly the same way. You will be doing the same things, you will be having the same goals, or progressing in the same way. You will be learning the same stuff again, day after day, week after week, year after year. And you will step into the future, 10 years into the future. 10 years into the future, and there is this future self 10-year older self. And this 10-year older self will ask themselves this question: what do I regret the most, especially in the past decade? What do I regret the most? Do you hear them answering? They are saying, you wish you had approached this someone. You wish you had started this career. You wish you had started this business. You wish you had learned to be more social, more funny, more whatever you want. What do you wish you had done or didn't do? And again, the other question, what you definitely don't regret when you are this 10-year older self, what you definitely don't regret in your life. Can be many things. Can be just single thing. Can be starting that business. Can be going for that girl, asking that guy actually out, or starting that business, or buying a flat. Can be anything. What is it for you? What you definitely don't regret? And now let's go further than 10 years. Let's go much more years into the future than 10. And further those years into the future, when you are 80, 90, 100 year old. And you are now about to leave this earth. Ask yourself those two questions again. What do you regret the most in your life? What do you wish you had done in your life? What do you wish you had done more in your life? Was it to be more kind? Is it to go for it with much more energy? Was it to learn something you thought was not possible for you, and now at the edge of your life, at the end of your life, you are thinking, hey, I should have tried at least? What do you wish you had done in your life? Because at that point there is nothing, nowhere to go. There are no other days. And this is the last day of your life. And the other question, what you definitely don't regret? What you definitely don't regret in your life? Again, could be some relationships, could be something about business, could be something about you being kind, you being loving in the world, you starting something, you starting movement. What is it for you? Ask yourself those two questions from the perspective of 80, 90, 100-year-old guy or girl. Regrets are sometimes very destructive. Regrets are sometimes very useful in our lives because regrets tell us the message. That's the message that we need to learn. All the emotions are here to help us, and so are regrets. Regrets are here to help us understand the message. What we should omit in our lives, what we should change a little bit in our lives, what we should focus on a little bit more in our lives. So what is it for you? What is it for you? What do you need to do to live happy and bold life?